Welcome, everyone, to today's Daily Tune In. I'm Vidette Mayer, and today is the solstice, the winter solstice. We have been preparing for this day. We've been talking about it for the last 40 days, especially on these daily tune ins. We've been preparing for it, and that is the topic of today. But first, I want to just address my style going on here today. It is freezing here in Ukraine, and it's winter. It's been snowing all day, which has been really exciting for my husband and I because we come from Texas. We lived in Southern California for a long time, and South Carolina before that. So like being in snow is really exciting, but yet we are completely not prepared for, nor are we cold weather people. So I've got like layers of stuff on, nothing matches. We're living out of suitcases. So we weren't prepared for winter. So I just figured I would address it before anyone wants to say anything about my style. I typically do a little bit better than this, but I got my cozy blanket on, so I'm all cozy doing this daily tune in with some snow falling in the background. It's kind of beautiful right now. Happy solstice, Trish. So today is all about I have my notes here. The solstice ship is about to set sail. So this is a really exciting day. This is kind of the new year for those of us who are tuned into the energies of our planet. This is the start or the end and the birth of a whole new solar cycle, which will take us into 2022. And I know that there's been talk about, grand solar flash and, the ships coming in. There's, in this whole community that we're in, and it really infers a lot of different things. So I wanted to address some of that today from the perspective that I have, and from the perspective that I think will kind of ground some of those ideas or those inferences. And as far as a grand solar flash, we have been getting a lot of solar energy ejecting from the sun. We've had several solar flares in the last 48 hours. I get the little what do they call, the alerts on my phone, and we've had a couple of today. There's been some radio blackouts around the world, and so there is a heightened amount of solar activity. But I also want to say that there tends to be a lot of attention put outside of us as far as waiting for an event that sparks the change, the paradigm shift, or the shift for each of us individually in our lives that we have been preparing for, that we've been waiting for. And I want to kind of pull that back in, because what I keep getting reminded over and over and over again in my own work and my own inner journeys is that all of this is happening in consciousness first. Nothing happens out there. We have created it. No big global event happens out there until the consciousness creates it. And there's a lot of conversation that can be had around that. But I really want today's daily tune in to be in the context of this solar solstice, as well as our ships coming in. What we have been doing is preparing for our ships, our consciousness. The ships are the vehicle, so to speak, the vessel that takes us into the next version of us, the next version of reality that we live, into that paradigm shift, into the 0 point convergence point. All of the things that we've been talking about on these daily tune-ins is really preparing us for our ship to come in, so that we can set sail to it. And if we remember some of our old history and the stories we've heard about ships being prepared to leave a port and go out crossing the ocean. And this is, hundreds and thousands of years this has been happening. And the ships leave the port to go out to find the treasure. And those that are left, the spouses and the owners of these ships, would wait for their ship to come in, to come back laden with treasure. And when that ship came back and it had survived the storms and the dangers and the pirates, and they came in, there would be a big celebration of all of the journey. And the celebration was about what has come in on that ship. So if we take that same metaphor, we have been preparing our ship for the last, especially for the last 40 days, but I mean, for lifetimes. But the intensity of these last 40 days, if we kind of keep the metaphor going, is we are ready to send our ship out. And before we go out on a cruise or on a journey, we tidy everything up. We clean the car, we clean the bus, we clean the RV, we get it all packed up, we get it all ready. If we are the ship, we are the vessel of consciousness, right? That takes our intentions out for the journey to then organize and come back laden with treasure, which is the manifestation of our intentions. We have gotten everything tidied up. In these last 40 days, we've had help from not only galactic energies, but solar energies, as well as our own work and the attention we've given ourselves, the rest and the work that we have done to tidy up our vessels. We've let go of many of the densities that have weighed us down, that have burdened us down. And you can't take weight, excess weight on a long journey on a ship, because any kind of waves or any kind of storms it's gonna add to the it'll compromise the vessel. So we have shedding all of our weight, any densities that we've had physically and emotionally. We have sat in them. We have gone through this healing process. And I know for the last year, especially for me personally, it has been an intense year. And I know in this circle of colleagues and friends that I gather with every single week, in my own personal life, it has been intense for them as well. It's been intense for our world. We have been given the gifts of 2020. Yes, there's been the dark side, the darkness of it. There's been the yucky, all of the yuck. But there's also been these beautiful opportunities for us to just stop for a while and really recalibrate and regroup and take a look at what is really important. And many of us have come through this last year, these last 40 days, and have really pared down what is really important to us. And as the consciousness has risen, we have come into more of clarity on coming into intentions and creating intentions for ourselves that are of more higher purpose and more meaning, more service to others. We have seen what has happened to our global health, and we've all kind of started to say, I want to be a part of the rebuilding of this. I want to take this planetary existence and experience and elevate it. And it first starts with each of us elevating our own selves. It has started with each of us getting healthier and healthier by doing the work and shedding all of the poop that we have been carrying around for lifetimes. We have been shedding ancestral and generational energies and traumas. This has not been an easy journey getting ourselves tidied up. But now we were at the solstice, and we deserve to celebrate these vessels of consciousness that we have created, that we have nurtured, that we have tidied up. We have done a lot of work, and we are ready to allow this vessel of consciousness to set sail into a whole new solar cycle. This ship, your ship, is ready to go. But it first has to be set with an intention. Before those ships back in the day were set out, they had an intention. I'm going to go to this land and I'm going to create. I'm going to find gold, or I'm going to find spices. I'm going to go find tobacco, and I'm going to bring that back. but we have to have our individual ships laden first with an intention. What is the intention that we want to bring for ourselves? What is it we invite back? So when that ship comes back in as the physical manifestations, is laden with the treasure of the physical manifestation, that convergence point where you see that intention in your reality, you want it to be exactly what you set it out there to go get. Because if you don't set it out to sail without an intention, who knows what it's going to come back with? It could come back with a bunch of seaweed on it. It could come back with a bunch of crap. It could come back with a bunch of stuff that you're like, damn, I don't care about that. So we have to be intentional with our ships now out. The ships are coming in. That is us. That is our consciousness. When we get grounded on this auspicious day, when the energies are we are fully aligned with the galactic center. We are an open vessel in this moment, in on this day, to send the intention of our consciousness into the where the veil is the thinnest, and we can set this into universal knowledge, into the quantum, to organize and then come back in physical matter, physical reality. That's what this celebration is all about. You are a cleansed vessel. So, what I implore you to do is take time today to invite in the intention you want. I have been writing my intention for days now. I mean, it's this whole journal is filled with all kinds of stuff. But today I sat and I dumped out, I tidied out, I sat and I called it the dump, and I dumped out all of the remaining stuff that I was still, carrying around. And then my next part was the intention dump. What is everything I am looking and I am intending on creating in 2022? Because what's happening next in the Ascension Bank here in a 45 minutes or so, we are going to have a solstice gathering and share the intentions that we are inviting in as a group, as a gathering. And we are going to invoke those intentions and do a hypnomeditation to pull in the codes, the templates, the energy, and set these intentions out on our individual ships to go and manifest and come back to us. And as a group where two or more are gathered, there I am, the I am presence of source, God, universe, nature, whatever you want to call it. The great I am is the creator of all. It's the creator of you. It is within you. So when two or more gather with one intention, the magnitude of the energy is just elevated and multiplied. So having your intention be heard and supported is one of the most magical things that we can do, and hold your intention in our own space, in our own hearts, knowing it's already done. That's what our celebration in the Ascension Bank is going to be here. If you're not a member, it's $22 a month. You can cancel at any time. You can join us. There's also archived hypnomeditations in there as well for you to take advantage of. But this is going to be a beautiful community gathering for us to come together in consciousness, so that all of our ships will sail out as a fleet, just surrounding each other and protecting each other, protecting our intentions, so that we can give so much energy to each other and share it back and forth as we go through 2022, and truly change our own worlds, which then change the projection of the outer world. I'd like to invite you to that. Otherwise, sit and do this on your own. Celebrate the work that you have done this whole year. Celebrate all of the gunk that you have let go of. Celebrate your resilience, because it has been a year of pure resilience for all of us who have put up with all of the stuff, who have stood our ground, who have found our new voices. I know you have. You've found a higher truth. You have found a whole new version of yourself, and that should be celebrated. And today is the day to do it, because this is the day that should be not should be. This is the day that I think deserves to be celebrated. This is the energetic day, birthday life, your intention, your consciousness. Let's see what else people have to say. Shelly says, good morning from Minnesota. You're probably colder than I am, so I'm being a big old wuss. Thanks for this message. Happy solstice. I've been completing the same process to prepare for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I've been preparing for weeks too. This whole 40 days of intensity was no joke. And, I've had days where, I've talked about having to descend into those, into the bowels of that ship, into the bowels of this vessel, and had to clean out a lot of gunk. There's a lot of gunk that gets stuck in all the nooks and crannies of our energy body, and gets forgotten about, and it sits there and rots. And like to put all kinds of metaphors on there, you got to get in every nook and cranny. And we've been doing that for these last 40 days. We haven't really had a choice, but those of us who have sat in it and have looked at all of the filth that we have had within us, and also energetically and physically protecting our bodies and being healthy and coming back into these higher states of awareness and consciousness, it's been a lot of work. So it's been a lot of prep work for today. Some sunshine from the summer solstice. Oh, in the southern hemisphere. Yay, you guys have sunshine. How beautiful. It's so great. It boggles my mind that it's freezing here, but somewhere in the world it's whereabouts in the southern hemisphere. I'd love to know. But that's really cool. Yeah, you guys have the summer solstice today. So the whole opposite of us. So welcome from wherever you are. So that is the message for today. Again, if you would like to come over to the Ascension Bank, again, this is where I'm nurturing many ideas. There's Johannesburg, South Africa. I was in South Africa last year. Was that last year or was it 2 years ago? Actually, it's been 2 years ago. But yes, Johannesburg, welcome. This is so exciting. Someone from South Africa is on here. I love it. The Ascension Bank. That's my baby right now. I'm super excited. My head explodes. I go into brain explosions, I call them, with all of the ideas and things that I want to do in there. But that's kind of where I'm putting a lot of attention and a lot of work, because that is going to, it already is, but we've only been open, so to speak, for less than a month. But there's already some really great, beautiful souls in there, and there's some good nuggets archived in there that can help you get started on your journey of hypnomeditations, which are combinations of meditation, like just relaxational pieces, but also imbued with hypnotherapy techniques that really help to anchor in and change the subconscious programming around a lot of these ideas of healing. So lots of good stuff in there. Thank you all from Minnesota and South Africa for being here. I'm super stoked. And happy solstice, you all. I'm so happy to be on this journey. I'm grateful for this journey. It ain't easy, but it's so beautiful to have a community. And I have loved coming on here live on every day. This has been a blessing for me. It's been really fun to just tune in to say, what's the message for today? So I love being here with you. So thank you so much. Happy summer solstice, happy winter solstice, wherever you are, you all. Enjoy, and don't forget to celebrate and take care of yourself. Mwah. Have a good one. Bye.